Hello everybody, it is Tuesday, Talk Tuesday. Obviously, we are not at the straight road. Some of you may know, some of you don't. My mom is in the hospital. I got home extremely late last night or early this morning, depending on how you look at things. And it didn't seem like a good idea for me to be walking dogs, and then added to that, of course, if you've been outside or looked outside, you see the smoke situation. Again, as some of you may or may not know, I do not have the best lungs. I was very, very ill several years ago, and it basically put my lungs through a cheese grater. And I had been working diligently, like doing exercises and stuff to increase my lung capacity. Of course, then Evan brought home COVID, and that sort of set my recovery back a little bit. But all that to say is being outside in the smoke is not a good idea for me. And I, truthfully, given the severity of the warning, not confident to have the dogs out there breathing in. It's not even just the smoke and ash and stuff, like the particulates, but also the gases that come from that. So I thought we would do a different kind of Talk Tuesday today. We've done some little runs outside with the dogs, trying to get some of their energy out that way. But enrichment is sort of the name of the game today, because we can't spend a lot of time outside. So very similar to like if it's so cold out or so hot out, like in the extremes, that it's hard to get a walk in. Instead, we're doing things like little focused training sessions. And right now we're having some chew time. So you see I've got Kronk here. And I just want to sort of show you the situation on him, and then I'll show you the other guys, because I have a couple boarders at the same time. Truthfully, it was just Kronk. We probably wouldn't even bother. We would just veg all day, because he has a good off switch. So if we have a day where we just watch TV and then we go outside and kick the ball a little and play a little inside, like, he's fine with that. He is older, and I've also trained him to have a really solid off switch. So this particular chew time is definitely more challenging because it's a combination of chew time. So everyone has something called a tarter buster. This is a joint from a cow. I believe it's cow. I think it's cow. And it is completely digestible. So I don't have to worry about them splintering a bone or anything like that. Like, the whole thing just gets chewed down and eaten. And digested. So if you are doing something like this with a more natural treat, definitely stay away from rawhides, because they are not digestible. Make sure whatever you're getting your dog is 100% completely digestible. No plastics, no leather, nothing like that. But additionally, they are in training, and you're like, Ashley, they're eating bones, they're not in training. But you'll notice they're eating bones on place. Okay, so we've got Kronk here. He's on his cot. You'll also notice the towels, because these things are very messy. So I basically put a towel on everything, or something washable on everything, so I can just shake it out outside and then pitch it in the wash. They are greasy. We've got, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's sitting on the edge of his bed. He was very excited to see a tartar buster. So this is Bentley. He's been with us for a little bit. A little bit of training as well as a board situation, and he's 10 months old. He's a puppy. You'll notice he's on a tie back to enforce the place training. That's both for his safety and so that I don't need to keep 100% of my attention on him at all times. Like, I'm still here. I still do offer a vocal correction if he goes to step off place, which of course, Kronk, can you lay down? Down in front. Thank you. So, like, in a situation like this, am I 100% positive that he wouldn't jump from his bed and try to get Kronks? No. So he's on a tie back, right? So that if I do see him do that, I can say, but even as I'm saying that, that leash is correcting him at the same time without me having to do anything. We have Stella over here. She's in the tub bed. It's her preference. I had to wash that cover anyway, so I figured let's just do it. and she's very happy with her tartar buster. And then over here, furthest away, you'll see Archie. He likes our big cot, so that's what he's on. And I don't know if you can see, he is also on a tie back. And that is because he has a tendency to run when he thinks I can't see him and try to steal Stella's. So is he really, really good on place command? Absolutely. But if I have to get up and go to the bathroom or something and I can't supervise him, he would still in all likelihood do that. So I add an extra layer of enforcement to my command to make sure that he can't. Now, in this way, I don't have to worry about resource guarding because Stella can be somewhat resource guardy. But I know she isn't going to move from that bed. And Kronk isn't going to move from that bed. So she's fine. As long as there's distance and people stay away, she's totally fine. And the thief is sequestered, so we're good. So that's basically how I set up chew time. And what I like about tartar busters is they take a bit of time for them to get through. So they'll be chewing at this for 40 minutes to an hour. And then by the time they're done chewing, they're exhausted because chewing or licking really does tire them out. So then we'll sleep for a little bit down here, and then we'll probably check on the weather outside and see if we can spend a bit more time outside. Maybe do some gardening, though. Somehow I doubt it. Good girl, Stella. So yeah, other alternatives to this, like you can break out a licky mat or use a Kong. I highly recommend if you're using a Kong to freeze whatever you're putting in there. And you can put a great variety of things in there. You can put yogurt. I think it's called kefir. I'm sure someone will correct me on that. Pureed pumpkin, things like that. You can also just make a smoothie of a bunch of different fruits and vegetables and meats that your dog likes. Just blend it up in a blender, toss it in the Kong and freeze it. I always recommend freezing it because it takes them a lot longer to get through it. And there's all sorts of other enrichment toys you can use. I've even demonstrated a couple of different enrichment activities you can use. But basically anything that's using their brain, and even though right now it doesn't look like they're using their brain, they really are. Like the chewing, the licking, as well as the existing quietly on place while all this happens. All of this sort of makes their brain work and tires them out. So it's funny because Stella might not even finish hers because she'll get tired enough and she'll just be like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to sleep now. Right? I don't know. Bentley might not. I gave him the smallest one. I don't know if he'll get through it. It'll be an interesting exercise to see. But, yeah, so that's what we're up to today. I went to the hospital this morning. And I got back not too long ago after I stopped at the pet store to pick up these things for these guys. And I minimized my exposure outside and I wore a mask the whole time. I know it's not 100%, but it's better than nothing, especially keeping stuff out of my lungs. Even being outside for 10-15 minutes, like my throat started to hurt. But don't you guys worry. I know the symptoms to look for and I know when to contact a doctor if necessary. I'm now at home. I'm in a room with filtered air and I'm in the basement, which has some of the better air in our house. And we're just going to be taking it easy. And yeah, so that's what we're up to this Talk Tuesday. I know it's a little more chill than our normal ones, but just like always, if you have any questions, you know what to do. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having a great and safe day, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.